Yo, 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 it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, and I've returned today with another ADH wealth solution. Today, we'll begin to discuss fulfilling all of your financial needs. To contribute to channel growth, the links are in the description. To schedule an appointment of your own, or to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with no medical exam and an instant decision, my information is in the description. Lastly, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. And now, here's our next feature. Salute, 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 salute. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall. And I've returned today to whap and tap on your head with another ADH wealth solution. Today's article is entitled Solo 401k versus SEP IRA, which is better? A January 24th, 2022 article by Brian Beers for Bankrate.com. Before we go in, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth, to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with an instant decision and no medical exam, or to schedule a one-on-one appointment with a licensed financial professional, my links are in the description. As we proceed to give you what you need. The Solo 401k and SEP IRA are two of the best retirement plans available for small business owners, even a self-employed freelancer looking to set up a professional caliber plan. It can be hard to save for retirement during a rough economy, but these plans are easy for small outfits to start quickly, while generating serious tax breaks and preparing for the future. Here's what you need to know about the Solo 401k and SEP IRA, and when to use each plan. What are the Solo 401k and the SEP IRA? Just 28% of businesses with fewer than 10 employees have a retirement plan, according to a 2019 report from SCORE, a nonprofit advisor to small businesses. The Solo 401k and the SEP IRA are plans that can help fill this gap, helping small businesses provide for their workers. Both kinds of plans can be started relatively fast and without many of the hassles of traditional plans such as a 401k, where small businesses are frequently shunned due to their size. The Solo 401k. Think of the Solo 401k as a 401k just for yourself or you and a spouse. If you're the only two employed in your business, it can provide the benefits of a typical 401k, tax breaks, tax-deferred growth, tax-free growth. If you opt for a Solo Roth 401k, and you can actually score some bonus perks too, allowing you to stash even more cash in your plan. With a self-employed 401k, you can save up to $20,500 as of 2022 in your plan as an employee deferral, just as you would in a regular 401k. And you'll be able to add more to the plan, since you're also the employer. You're able to make an employer contribution into the account as much as 25% of the business's income, up to a total account value of $61,000 for 2022. One attractive trait about the Solo 401k is that your employee contribution is not limited to a percentage of your pay. That is, you can immediately contribute all your salary to the plan up to the annual maximum. Then you can make employer contributions at the 25% rate. This setup allows you to quickly stack money into your Solo 401k plan. Those over the age of 50 can make a catch-up contribution of an additional $6,500 in 2022, as is typical for other employer-sponsored plans. You can set up your Solo 401k to make contributions on a pre-tax basis, like a traditional 401k. You'll avoid taxes on contributions and be taxed only when you withdraw money in retirement. Alternatively, you can contribute after-tax funds while enjoying tax-free growth and withdrawals like a Roth 401k. You'll want to understand the key differences between the two 401k plans. If you're contributing to multiple 401k plans, say through your main employer and then your own business, your employee contributions for all plans top out at the annual maximum. But the solo 401k does allow you to make employer contributions, meaning you can save more. That employer contribution also reduces your business's taxes, even as you save for retirement. Now, here's a full rundown on the solo 401k and why it's a great fit for freelancers. Charles Schwab and Fidelity Investments are two excellent providers of the solo 401k, and they don't charge a fee to set it up, nor do they charge an ongoing maintenance fee. Sounds suspect. The SEP IRA. The SEP IRA takes the idea of the traditional IRA and stretches it to fit the needs of freelancers, business owners, and others who have employees. SEP stands for Simplified Employee Pension, and it allows an employer, including the self-employed, to make contributions to employees' retirement plans, giving them a way to save for retirement through their employer. With an SEP IRA, you can set aside up to 25% of your business's income, up to $61,000 annually as of 2022. So this plan can be particularly advantageous for the self-employed. Even if you have a 401k at your main employer, you can contribute to an SEP if you're self-employed, making it an attractive way for freelancers to stash extra money. When its contribution limit is higher, the SEP IRA is subject to the same investment, distribution, and rollover rules as a traditional IRA, including rules on early withdrawals, which lead to a 10% penalty tax and require minimum distributions by age 72. Money going into the plan is tax deductible and can grow tax deferred until retirement. When you withdraw it, you'll pay taxes on the distributions as you would for a traditional IRA. If there's a serious snag with the SEP IRA, however, it's that you must treat everyone in the program the same. If you provide 5% of the company's income to yourself, you will also need to do so for any employees who qualify for the program. So while an SEP IRA lets you stash the cash as a sole proprietor, it might be a less attractive option as your business grows. The SEP IRA does not allow catch-up contributions if you're over 50, and it does not offer a Roth version. So, if either of those is a deal breaker, the SEP IRA won't be for you. However, you have flexibility in making contributions and don't have to make one in any given year. If a rough patch hits, for example with COVID-19, you can suspend contributions until things improve. Here's a full list of details on the SEP IRA and why it's a great fit for small businesses. The SEP IRA is easy to set up and many brokers offer it, including Schwab, Fidelity, and Merrill Edge. The key differences between the solo 401k and the SEP IRA. Both the solo 401k and the SEP IRA allow you to save similar amounts of money each year, but these plans differ in some ways, and you'll want to read the fine print to see which plan works best for your situations. Here are the three key differences between the two plans. Contribution rates. Despite similar limits on annual contributions, the solo 401k can help you save more quickly. The SEP IRA allows you to save 25% of your income in the account. In contrast, with a solo 401k, you can save up to 100% as an employee contribution, up to the annual threshold, and then you can flip to employer contributions at up to 25% rate. This 401k feature is especially valuable if you're working a side gig in addition to your primary job and you can set aside cash at a higher rate. However, remember that your annual maximum contribution limit applies to your total contributions across all your 401k accounts. Viability for more employees. With the exception of a spouse who works in your business, the solo 401k will not work for a business with employees. If that's the case, then you may turn to the SEP IRA, which allows you to establish the plan for multiple employees. If you're setting up a plan for your employees, you'll also want to compare the SEP IRA against the Simple IRA to see which works better. Roth options. If you're looking for the attractive tax-free growth of a Roth plan, your only option apart from a Roth IRA is the solo 401k. The solo 401k also allows you to make contributions on an after-tax basis as well as a pre-tax basis. In contrast, the SEP IRA restricts you to the rules of a traditional IRA, even if the annual maximum contribution is much higher than that of the individual plan. How self-employment retirement plans work. To participate in a self-employment retirement plan and its various benefits, you'll need to earn income from your own business, whether that's a full-fledged company or as a freelancer. But in many other respects, self-employment retirement plans offer many of the same benefits as traditional retirement plans. For example, the solo 401k operates much like the employer-sponsored 401k that millions of Americans already have. The solo 401k can come in traditional and Roth versions, along with their various tax benefits, and has the same annual employee contribution limit as a company 401k. It also offers catch-up contributions too. However, the solo 401k allows the owner to make extra contributions as an employer, and of course, it's available to only one-person companies, except for companies that employ a spouse. In comparison, an SEP IRA is available only in a pre-tax version, and participants can contribute up to 25% of their salary, up to $61,000 annually, much higher than typical employer plans. Unlike a typical 401k plan, the SEP IRA does not allow for catch-up contributions, and it does not come in a Roth after-tax version. Otherwise, the SEP IRA must abide by the same rules on investments, distributions, and rollovers as traditional IRAs. So the bottom line, with similar annual contribution limits, the solo 401k and the SEP IRA might seem similar, but the 401k may be the better option for single freelancers. The solo 401k allows you to save at a much faster rate in the account, though it's viable only for single-person businesses or with a spouse. Plus, the solo 401k offers an attractive Roth option and a non-starter in the SEP IRA. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's article. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth, to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with an instant decision and no medical exam, or to schedule a one-on-one appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description. With that being said, wipe ass, work in progress every day, and see success. Salute. Hey folks, this last video was sponsored by my company, where we help people like you to reach their financial goals. We do this through a simple conversation where we help to identify and then protect your lifestyle. And then we implement a plan. The process starts at about an hour. So, if you want more information or you want to schedule a consult, contact me via the information in the description box, and let's talk and see if we're actually a great fit for each other. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Thank you, and enjoy life.